Mechs that you own, but never really play. That's the question we're going to look at and explore in this vlog. So we sit down to play Battletech, and I like to start with a battle value. What do you want to play at? So let's play 4K. Right away, first thing I'm thinking is 4K. Can we do 5 or 6? Because there are so many amazing Battletech toys that I want to get on the table. But we start with that battle value. Then what I like to do is say, in that battle value, what do you feel like playing? What limitations do we want to set? And what I mean by that, or qualifiers, just mechs? Can we do combined arms? Can we do artillery? Can we do air support? Now, I happen to be very fortunate to have a large collection, combined arms, mechs, air support, artillery. But I wouldn't want to play a game where if I decide to take a lot of air support in battle value, and you're just starting out in Battletech or the miniatures you brought to the club, you don't really have anything effectively to counter that. That's not really a fun game. So I want to go in with this agreement. This is what we can pull from. So if we agree to air support or we agree to artillery and I take it, you have to plan for a counter if I take it. Kind of that blind draw to see what we do. Then we build our lists and then we play the game, and that's the fun of it. If we're playing with a traditional wargaming table, it'll be what's set up. If it's hex map based with the new Catalyst maps, this is what I like to do, given a preference. Of course, I would say to you, hey, is there a particular map you want to play on? You want to do City Fight, City Tech? We can do it. But ideally, I like to, under the table, like a giant deck of cards, shuffle all my maps and have you draw a map to play on. So we really don't know. We really don't know what we're going to play on, and we have to adapt to that mission. But in terms of selecting mechs, when I sit down with my battle value, there are always mechs that I tend to gravitate towards for various reasons. Either I've just been playing them for a very, very long time. The miniatures I've had for a very long time. So when I pull one of those miniatures out of my case, there is literally so much battle history. That mech has been virtually destroyed and rebuilt so many times. It's like a living legend. So sometimes I'll pull those mechs out. It could be mechs that just I like. They're part of a lance design. So there's this stable of about 20, 25 mechs, 30 mechs that chances are, if you look at 4 or 5 games, these mechs are going to be present in some capacity. But that's not the entire lance or the entire battle value build. Then I'll mix in some mechs that I haven't played in a while for some reason. Maybe they don't hit the rotation. Maybe it's just there's so many toys to play with, I haven't gotten around to it. So I'll try to incorporate 1 or 2 of those mechs to bring them into the lance. And then I fill out what I call experimental. And this goes for vehicles and air support too. Experimental are those mechs that they either work or they don't work. Or they're very, very role specific, like the fire starter. Can do wonders and work really well other times, depending on what's happening, or the map not so well. These are my lulls mechs. These are the mechs where I'm going to try and have some fun. Like my Duke of Death Autocannon 20 Irby, although I tend to play him most of the time, that would categorize that. Like, it's going to be hit or miss. You're going to have a lot of fun. What can we do tactically with this mech, with this tank, with this air support unit? 1 or 2 of those mechs, depending on the battle value. I don't want to kind of totally weight the list and have a Tactica imbalance, but that's the build. Now, these mechs that I haven't played in a while, the mech that comes to mind is the Cicada. And I thought to myself, well, why haven't I played the Cicada? I have one in my collection. I haven't played it because this is a mech. Certainly it has as a role as a heavy armored scout. But this is an interesting mech, and like, do I really need a heavily armored scout? And for the battle value, I can get a better lightly armored scout. There are just, for its role, there are better mechs by a significant margin that do it. Now, I have played the Cicada, and there is Cicada Tactica, and I do have fun with it. But these are mechs in my collection. The Cicada is a perfect example that it's there, being a completionist, being interested in lots of mechs. But its role is such that it's a defined mech, but there are other regular mechs for that role that do a much, much, much better job. And they're not just like my favorite mechs. They're also in the collection. So it doesn't make the rotation just as much. So I'm going to put that out there. What are some of the mechs in your collection that, for whatever reason, how you build a lance, don't make it into the list? And what does that rotation look like? Because again, what I am trying to do with battle value, what I am trying to do with Battletech, we have this collection. We have our mechs. I do want to play all of my machines at some point. I do want to get them on the table and experience those miniatures. Just not enough battle value. I need more battle value to plug in to try and get more toys on the table.